Hi, this is Mike from Dimensional Walking. Today I want to talk about two really interesting characters. One, Nikola Tesla, and the other one, Thomas Edison. Okay. Both basically explored the intersection of science and the supernatural. Each were driven by unique visions of communication and their inventive spirit. Here's a breakdown of their fascination with the otherworldly and their distinct approaches to solving the enigma of spirit communications. So they were interested in this for a very long time. And one of the reasons is because the time that they were living in, which was the late 19th century and the early 20th centuries, there was this influence. Uh, Tesla and Edison were influenced because there was this great interest out in the public uh, about spiritualism. The movement centered around on the belief of contact is spirits of the dead, and it really gained this popularity, especially among the intellectuals, the artistic circles. There were seances, of course, there were mediums, there were supernatural discussions, were not only basically considered entertainment, but also viewed as a genuine attempts to explore life beyond death. Okay, so this cultural atmosphere fostered the unique blend of the scientific inquiry and the mystical curiosity, inspiring inventors like Tesla and Edison to investigate the possibilities of communicating with spirits through technology. This era of optimism in science created a belief that the mysterious and the unseen could be explained and harnessed, and giving credibility to their endeavors. Uh, of course, it was important to Tesla and Edison because they were in the limelight for many other inventions and things that were going on during those times. For Tesla, the social belief in the universal energies and vibrations aligned with his ideas of frequency based communication with other dimensions. Edison's interest in building the what he called the spirit phone reflects many of the spiritual tangible practices using tools during seances to influence his practical and mechanical approach. So ultimately, societal views on spirits legitimized and inspired Tesla and Edison, uh, their experiments, showcasing how cultural uh, trends could shape scientific exploration even when venturing into the realms beyond conventional understanding. Their curiosity mirrored human external quests to bridge the gap between the known and the unknown. Okay. And during this time again, this was very much more open than it is today. There was really lots and lots of people that were interested in spirits back in the late 1900s and early 20th century. Okay. So Nikola Tesla, renowned for his groundbreaking work in electromagnetism and wireless technology, also was interested in these vibrations and frequencies. Tesla believed that the universe was fundamentally composed of energy, and that he speculated that these vibrations can be harnessed to transcend physical barriers, perhaps to even communicate with spirits. Tesla's theory stemmed from the fascination with the idea that human thought and existence were connected to the universal energy. He sought to tap into the empirical vibrations, or suggesting that spirits may exist in a parallel dimension governed by specific frequencies. In his writing, Tesla hinted at the possibility of creating devices sensitive enough to detect and interpret these spiritual energies. Tesla's approach was rooted in his belief in the scientific principles of resonance and frequency. He imagined a device that could act as a bridge between dimensions, capturing subtle signals from the spirit world. His work on wireless communication and his visionary ideas for transmitting energy across vast distances may have been the extension of his quest for universal conductivity. So, Edison claim to fame in this world was, well, in this type of thing, the communication of spirits, was his invention. Of course, he did invent things like, just in review, the phonograph, the electric light bulb, but he delved into the supernatural. So, unlike Tesla, Edison approached this in more pragmatic and mechanical. He speculated if spirits existed, they may have the ability to influence sensitive instruments and leave a tangible evidence of their presence. Edison reportedly worked on a device called a spirit phone, which was intended to facilitate direct communication with the dead. He believed that the spirits, if they existed, would have the ability to manipulate energy or particles, and he aimed to design an apparatus sensitive enough to detect these interactions. Edison's spirit phone was an extension of his belief in the power of technology to resolve mysteries. He approached the idea as a scientific problem, seeking to create a machine that could provide measurable proof of the spirit existence. Unlike Tesla's focus on frequency and vibrations, Edison's method was grounded in the physical manipulation of instruments. If you compare both of these approaches, both Tesla and Edison shared an interest in this spirit communication. Their methods and philosophies were vastly different. Okay, so the uh, let me check something here once. My notes are a little goofy. Okay, the physiological, or the foundation. First of all, Tesla's approach was metaphysical, based on the concept of universal energy and resonance. Edison's approach was empirical, focusing on tangible evidence and mechanical solutions. So, Tesla's envisioned a device that could detect frequencies and vibrations from other dimensions. Edison's designed instruments to capture physical interactions such as changes in particles or energy. So there was a legacy. Tesla's ideas were more speculative and visionary, often seen as ahead of his time, which everybody believed that Tesla, of course, was ahead of his time. Edison's work was grounded in practicality, reflecting his focus on creating usable technology. Okay, so those were the differences. Um, the fascination with Tesla and Edison with the spirit communication highlights their innovative thinking and willingness to explore uncharted territories. Their approach reveals their distinct personalities and philosophies. Tesla's idealism versus Edison's pragmatism, while either succeeded in definitely proving the existence of spirits or creating effective communication devices, their efforts demonstrated the endless curiosity and creativity that defined these great inventors. So they really never got to a point. I mean, they played around with it. They brought in people. They looked at it. Everything was pretty inconclusive, but it really showed that they were trying, and they were trying to find ways to communicate with the spirit world. And I personally believe that someday somebody will communicate directly with the spirit world. So, anyways, with all that said, I hope you enjoy. Check it out. There's much more out there than what I said, but it may spark your curiosity, and who knows where it may go. We'll see you. Bye bye.